Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Hooked by Kemi. For today's tutorial I will be showing you all how I make these shorts. To get started you will need a medium 4 yarn along with a 5mm hook. To begin the shorts you would need to have completed a waistband. Please go ahead and click the link in the description box for the waistband tutorial. So you've got your completed waistband, and now what we're going to do is single crochet the waistband together so that we could start off doing the crochet in a round. Chain 1 and turn. So once you chain 1, I'm going to single crochet into each row. I'm going to place 1 single crochet in here, 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 here. So 1 single crochet just like that. So go ahead and with your 4mm hook, start doing your single crochets. So I'm going to single crochet over this tail so I don't have to weave it in at the end. So I'm going to place 1 single crochet right in there. Okay, and then 1 right here. Continue placing the single crochets till you reach the end of this row. To begin row 2, chain 1 and place 1 double crochet into this same stitch. Continue double crocheting 8 more double crochets, so you should have a total of 9 double crochets. In the 10th stitch, place 2 double crochets, also known as a double crochet increase. Continue with this pattern of 9 double crochets and 1 double crochet increase into the 10th stitch till you reach the end of the row. I'm now reaching the end of row 2. At this point, the double crochets that I have left to complete after the last increase is not necessarily going to match the 9 that I started off with before the first increase, but this is okay. To learn exactly how I get an invisible or straight seam in the round, please click the link in the description box. I go into more detail on exactly how to do this. Once you've done your last double crochet of this row, slip stitch on top of the first double crochet that we've completed at the beginning of the row. To begin row 3, chain 2 and place 1 double crochet into each stitch. Continue this till you reach the end of the row. To end off row 3, I'm placing my last double crochet into the bottom of the chain 2 space, so into the first stitch of this row, and then slip stitch to end off row 3. Chain up 2, and just like we did in row 2, place 9 double crochets, and then in the 10th stitch place 2 double crochets to increase. Repeat this pattern until you reach the end of row 4. Once you've done your last double crochet, slip stitch at the top of the first double crochet. For this whole row, we will just be placing 1 double crochet into each stitch, no decrease. After slip stitching, we're now going to chain up 2 for row 6, and we're going to repeat row 2 and 4 by increasing in every 10th stitch till we reach the end of the row. Now for rows 7 to 13, I'm going to continue chaining 2 to begin the row, placing 1 double crochet into each stitch, And then at the end of the row, I'm going to slip stitch at the top of the first double crochet. Okay, so quick recap. So row 1 is the row of single crochets. Then row 2, I have a row here of increases. Then row 3, no increases. Row 4, increase. Row 5, no increase. Row 6, increase. Row 7, no increase. Row 8, no increase. Row 9, no increase. Row 10, 11, 12, 13, no increases. Your body type, or the body type that you're creating this for, doesn't need to be increased more, then you can continue going without increasing. But I would suggest you try it on here and then see if by this point, if this part is fitting around your hip. So I'm at the hip part, and now I'm gonna begin increasing. Chain 2, I already have my chain 2 here. And I'm placing my double crochet into that same space. And then I'm going to double crochet 9 double crochets. So that's 9, and into the 10th, the same way we've been doing, I'm going to place 2 double crochets. I'm going to repeat this till I reach the end of the row. At the end of the row, I do want to mention that it does not matter if it's not even. Just place the last increase where you can. And I mentioned that in my last tutorial with the skirt. So it's the same technique up until we reach the crotch. So continue 9 double crochets, and then in the 10th, place your 2 double crochets. And then I'll meet you back at the end of the row. And I'm going to slip stitch at the top here. Chain 2. I'm going to do double crochets with a no increase. So no increase in this row, just straight double crochets into each stitch. And then I'll meet you back at the end of this row to let you know if I'm gonna continue on with increases or if I'm going to stop here and continue without increasing. So I'll meet you back at the end of this row. And I tried it on, and I'm going to actually continue increasing. So for this row now, I'm going to start increasing the same way, increasing in the 10th stitch. So I'm increasing in the 10th stitch. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I'm gonna do this for the whole row again, and then I'll write out the pattern on the screen. So it's gonna be the same. It's very repetitive, and I'm not actually showing you how to double crochet. So I wanna save time on the video and I'll insert it into the screen. You can pause it, follow along. If you're doing this size, if you're doing another size, you would just follow along with the directions. So I'll meet you back at the end of this row. Okay, so I'm finishing up this row of increase, and this is going to be my last row of increase. I'll be doing the remaining without increase and with decreases once I reach toward the crotch, but when I get there, I'll show you. So if you have wider hips and you would like for this to fit around your hips, you would continue increasing. And if your hips aren't so wide, you would not be increasing unless that's the fit that you would like. So I'm gonna continue, and I'll write on the screen how much rows that I'm going to complete now without increases, just double crochets for each row. So I'll return back once I'm done. Okay, so right now I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 rows of double crochet, 20 rows total. Now I'm about to do the crotch part of the shorts. And for this, I'm gonna cut off the yarn because I want this right here to be the middle of the shorts. Okay, and now you want to locate the middle for both sides so that we're making the two legs. So I'm gonna go ahead and locate my middle and use yarn as a stitch marker, and I'm gonna show you exactly how I do the crotch part after I mark off the middle. Okay, so I got it marked off and it's right here. So now what I'm going to do is count just to make sure that it's the same number on each side, and if it's not, I'm going to adjust it, and then I'm going to begin the crotch. Okay, now to begin, grab your yarn, create a slip knot. So I'm going to be doing 5 stitches, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the middle, this is the third one. So I'm going to put my yarn in. I'm going to chain 1, pull very tightly, and then chain 2. And in that same stitch, I'm going to do a double crochet. So 1 and then 2 into the next stitch, 3 into the middle stitch, 4 and 5 into the last stitch. Okay, so now I'm going to chain 1 and turn. Okay, so now I chained 1, and now I'm going to double crochet in here in the first stitch, and then continue doing the double crochets. This is exactly how I do my mesh pants as well. I do all my pants shorts the same way. So yeah, it's the same technique. I'm gonna chain 1 and turn. So I'm gonna continue doing this. I'll insert how many rows on the screen, and I'll meet you back when it's time to single crochet this to the other side. Okay. I've done 14 rows, and now I'm gonna show you how I single crochet it together. I'm gonna use a smaller hook using a 3.5. So I'm going to flip it inside out. And then, remember, marked off the middle, so it's 5 stitches. Okay, and I'm just going to insert the hook, put the yarn around the hook, pull it through, secure it like that, and then just single crochet it just like that. And then now I'm going to try it on. I'll show you exactly how it looks before I continue with the leg. All of the methods that I'm using are adjustable for any size. I shouldn't have cut that just now. I really shouldn't have cut that just now, but it's okay. Now I have more ends to weave in. So this is how it looks before I add on to it. I kind of don't like how baggy it is, so I'm going to reduce by like 2 rows. So I'm gonna take off 2 rows of the crotch so it fits tighter. But if you like or prefer it to be loose, you can leave it like that. And I'm not gonna cut this, I'm just gonna continue my double crochets. And this is technically now the back. And I'm gonna grab my 5mm hook that I started off using. I'm gonna leave it chained 1. So I'm gonna place a double crochet right into there. So there's 1, and then I'm gonna put, so it's basically gonna be 2 double crochets for each of these rows. So I'm gonna put another one right at the top right there. Okay, and again, 2 double crochets at each row. So you're gonna do this till you're basically gonna insert the 2 double crochets, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, till you reach the regular normal double crochets, and then you continue double crocheting with no increase, just 1 double crochet into each stitch. I've reached the end of the crotch area, and now I'm going to place 1 double crochet here. Then I'm going to continue. If you would like for it to be loose fitting, you can just continue without decreasing. But if you want the shorts to look like mine, follow along with me. So I'll meet you guys at the end of this row. I'm just placing 1 double crochet into each stitch. So now I'm going to begin this row. I'm going to decrease after every 10th stitch. So into the 11th and 12th stitch is where I'm going to be decreasing. If you need to do more decreases for a skinnier leg, you can add on more decreases per row. So here I am, I chained up 2, and I'm going to go into this following stitch instead of the same, and I'm going to insert 1 double crochet. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've done 10 double crochets. Now I'm going to do 1 double crochet decrease into the 11th and the 12th stitch. Okay. And I'm going to chain, no, sorry, not chain. And I'm going to continue double crocheting. So 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
9, 10. And now a decrease into the next 2 stitches. Just like that, and then continue. So you're going to repeat this for the whole row, and I'll meet you back once we reach the end of the row. Did a row, because I skipped a stitch at the beginning, I'm going to end off by placing my last double crochet into the first, right at the bottom of the chain 2. Then I'm going to slip stitch on top, chain 2. So now I've completed that 1 row of decrease. So I'm going to now do 2 rows of double crochet, no decreases, 1 double crochet into each stitch for 2 rows. So I'll meet you back when I complete these 2 rows, because the following row is going to be another row of decrease. Okay, so I thought I had more yarn, and this is all that's left. So I'm going to see how far it can go. If anything, I'll use another blue yarn just to finish this leg. Everything that I'm doing on this leg, you would apply to the second leg, and that would complete the shorts. So I did my 2 rows with no decrease, and now for the remaining rows, which is a total of 10 rows. So far I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 rows. So row 5, I'm going to decrease in the 11th and 12th stitch. Row 7 and row 9, I'm going to decrease. And then the even number rows, row 6, 8, 10, I'm going to do with no decrease. So yeah, so for this row now, which is the 5th row of one of the legs, I'm going to chain 2, double crochet in that same stitch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 11 to 12, doing a decrease. Okay, then continue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, another decrease. Okay, so I'm going to do this for the remaining of the row. I'm going to follow this pattern, and then I'll meet you at the end of this row. Okay, so because I'm running out of yarn, I'll be using this other blue color just to complete the leg so that I can upload this video and, you know, have it out there for you guys. Once I finish my shorts, I'll place a picture either on my Instagram or in the community tab so you can see what it looks like once I get the yarn that matches this. So in here, I'm going to place my last double crochet and then slip stitch at the top. So this was a row of decreases. So now for the sixth row, I'll be doing a row of no increase, 7 increase, 8 no increase, 9, etc. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm gonna write out the remaining pattern for the legs. Remember, I added on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right now I have 5 rows, so I'll be completing 5 more rows off camera. So row 6 is gonna be no decrease, row 7 is gonna be with a decrease, row 8 is gonna be no decrease, row 9 is gonna be with decrease, and row 10 is going to be the last row with no decrease. I'm going to complete that now off camera, and then I'll show you what the leg looks like once it's complete.